Hello, everyone, and welcome back to DROCK Steady Reviews, DROCK Steady Grave. I forget the name because I'm drinking too much CBD water today.
DROCK.
CBD carbonated water works wonders.
Oh yeah, gotta love that CBD, man. What
You
shirt
ever
you got
get
on right now?
Die Hard?
You got. I was gonna say, oh shoot, that's sick.
Fright Rags. Fright Rags, I got it at about
Oh
a year
yo,
or
Fright
so ago.
Rags is dope. Fright Rags is
Yeah.
awesome. They make some great stuff.
So does my kid likes um there's two other ones. He likes Cavity Colors a lot, but
Cavity
there's
Colors is sick too.
it's weird. And then Gutter Garbs, I think, is one
Gutter
of them makes
Garbs.
awesome sweatpants.
Uh, I want to say it's Fright Rags,
No,
probably.
they have the sleeping pants. There's another one that makes these
Okay.
really hot jogging pants. Like I got some Return of the Living Dead ones with like Tarman on the right leg and the logo on
Uh,
the left. They're pretty.
that
I
might
think
be like
have,
Creepy Company. I think there is another one that's real sick. I think
yeah,
they make like rugs and stuff too.
my wife's gotten stuff from what is it like Creepsville or something like that. She's gotten some bags and purses from so much horror stuff out there.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Every Christmas, I just buy my wife like a bunch of just horror stuff from these websites. I just get like I spend like hundreds and hundreds of dollars on just what I did for a while was she likes she's a big fan of the Twilight Zone. So I got her a bunch of like the old school Twilight Zone figures. And then they make those weird they're like the Living Dead dolls that are like
Yeah, I had
based
some
off
of
of
them.
like I got her the Pennywise, the Nun, the bag on the head, Jason Voorhees, the Michael Myers, the Annabelle doll, the Ash from Evil Dead. I got her a bunch of them things, but they're pretty sick. We just ran out of we basically ran out
Yeah, I
of
got
space.
the. You can see this was all movies behind me at one time.
Oh yeah. You just switched that out recently, right?
Yeah, I had like this was all movies, and then I've been slowly selling them all off because so much stuff streams. So
Yeah.
yeah, now I'm just kind of replacing it all with like statues and stuff.
I'm pumped, man. I just got
You got
a
Pennywise right behind me.
oh yeah, that's pretty sick. The little bust there. And the little what is that, an Iron Studios version of them or
Yeah, the
something?
bust and the figure too.
Yeah.
No, I
These are
think those are both. The bust is shit. Who's the bust? The bust is Gentle Giant, and the
okay.
piece itself is Diamond.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty sick, man. The what did you think of the new Pennywise?
I love the first chapter when they were kids.
Yeah, that was
Second chapter, I was it was too long. I would have made it maybe a half hour longer and cut it into two movies or trimmed it because I mean asking me to invest 3 hours in
yeah.
adults that are annoying fighting a clown is a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the first one was really good. I liked the way the Pennywise looked and everything in it. Definitely still the OG version is still one of the better ones. Just when it comes to anything with Stephen King though, even though like a lot of them are just you like watch them now. It's real dated, but it holds up pretty well. I mean, it is really good. What are some other good ones that Stephen
I
King?
love Christine.
Christine is dope too. Yeah, Christine is it. That's one that's like always on Netflix. It's a great movie.
John
But
Carpenter.
is it John Carpenter?
Yeah, he did
Oh
Christine. They're
shoot.
remaking it, I guess, but they talk about remaking
I think
everything.
yeah, I did hear something about that. And then there's a new one I think that might have just come on like a new series or something like that, but I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to the horror stuff. My wife follows that pretty closely, all the new stuff. I kind of got sick of like stuff eventually. I like all the like old school, like real like 80s kind of corny style Evil Dead stuff, Jason Voorhees. Like the new stuff, it's all based on like exorcisms and the people walking down the stairs all fucked up and everything. And it's like the same thing over and over again. Or those paranormal activity type movies,
Boring as
which
shit.
I can't fucking watch. The ones that my wife likes too are the ones that where it's kind of like this. It's like a Zoom meeting, and then something's
Yeah,
going
the ones
on.
shot on phones and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't fucking stand any of them movies. There's been like a couple of them are like like tolerable, but like there's so many now. And it's just like, oh my god, man, it's just I can't pay. I can't watch this for like 2.5 hours about like some weird horror situation where people are having to like cut their fingers off on the Zoom meeting or something or whatever. It's like,
We watched Nope the other day. Finally, I paid the $20 and
oh
rented.
yeah, that's one I want to check out. You know what I saw recently was
It's boring as shit.
yeah, I'm not like too crazy about his movies. Like I think they're good. Like
I
so
like
far,
Get Out.
Get Out was pretty good, and then the other one, the shoot, I don't even remember the
Us
name
is
of it.
kind of dull.
Us, yeah, that's what it was. But that one,
Us.
they're like okay, but they're not anything like they're like all critically acclaimed. Like these are the greatest horror movies. Like, come on, man, they're okay. I mean, they're
Fucking Nope was over 2 hours long, and it's
yeah,
like, let's get to the point. I'm not a science fiction guy, but my alien better be killing people quick.
yeah,
Independence Day style. I can't watch two fucking horse ranchers set up a camera for an hour and 15 minutes pointing at a.
okay,
That's asking a lot of my, especially when I'm already kind of sleepy. That was
yeah,
my kid checked out. He was like, "This is boring." He just left, and my wife and I are finishing it, and she thought it was pretty good. But it's like you said, he makes these art house movies that he disguises as horror films.
yeah, pretty much, pretty much. I mean, they're filmed well and everything, but I like the comedy elements that are in them and all that. But altogether, they're not like these big horror movies that are memorable in my opinion. I don't really remember Get Out other than like them being stuck at this house or whatever and
I remember laughing at his friend, the guy
creepy.
that was the TSA
Oh yeah,
agent.
yeah, yeah. That dude is mad funny.
That's what I remember though, is I remember
I
that
remember,
character.
yeah. Yeah, the comedy elements in those movies are really good, I think. But other than that, like the story and everything was kind of they're mad predictable. Like the us ending was mad predictable. I was just thinking that the whole time. I'm like, come on now. But yeah, I don't know. But Black Phone, I just saw that. That movie's awesome.
Oh, so I didn't like that one either.
You didn't like Black Phone? Oh man,
No, it was creepy. I will give it that. He was creepy as
he was
fuck.
creepy. Yeah,
But the movie itself, I was just kind of like, it seemed like it was going on, and it was just I'm not in the mood for psychological horror. I like my slasher. I want somebody just to kill some people fucking.
yeah,
I don't need anything more than that.
yeah. Like talking to the dead children and all that stuff. I mean, it was. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I probably could have been a little bit shorter, but I did think it was pretty good. The end when he gets jacked was pretty dope. Although
Yeah, that was good.
I do feel like that kid wouldn't be able to strangle that man though. But that's just me.
Well, he did jump over him with the young buck flip and then start choking him with the cord. So I
See, the
mean,
one part that I did like was when he like dug the hole and he put the little grate in there. I forgot all about like the grate, and then when he like fell in and his ankle busted, I was like, "Yo, oh no, that's that was good." But it was I don't know. I like that dude though. He was great in Moon Knight too.
yeah, he's the one I like. The last like really good one I saw was actually probably, in my opinion, Spiral, the Saw movie with
Oh
Chris
yeah, that
Rock.
wasn't bad.
I thought that was really good.
That got terrible reviews, but it wasn't that bad.
No, it was, you watch those movies for traps. That's all you watch them for, is see how they're going to kill
Oh,
people.
also like
And it worked for me.
I mean, to having Samuel L. Jackson and Chris Rock together, it worked pretty well. And then like so because some of them Saw movies, like I like the first two, I think. Or no, I like the first one and the third one. The second one I didn't really like too much for whatever reason, but
I
the
liked one, and all the other ones I couldn't tell you one apart.
I
I
know
just remember their trap. First one I can remember because it's the two guys in the room with the body on the floor, but the rest of them
the
I mean, I
second one
liked
is
them
the
all,
one
but
where that dude he like throws that girl into the pit full of syringes. That's the only thing I remember about that one.
that's
And then
Donnie Wahlberg, baby.
the third one is the one with the chick. She's got that shotgun necklace on, but I couldn't tell you plot or anything of like any of those
Yeah,
movies. So.
that's what's so weird. Like I always tell people, I always recommend Sleepaway Camp, and
Sleepaway
like I
Camp's
always
good.
tell them up front, it was like, this movie sucks, but that last minute, does he stick around the last minute? That reveal at the end is one of the most mind blowing things you'll ever see in a horror movie.
Yeah. What about the resurgence of killer clowns from outer space all of a sudden?
I was a
I was
I was a junior high when that came out. I loved it. It's one of my son's favorite movies.
yeah.
I enjoy it. I have the masks from Trick or Treat, but um, I like the haunted house we went to before COVID hit at Universal Studios. But I mean, the game, I'll play the game. I
I'm
like
definitely gonna
Friday
check
the
it out.
13th game.
Yeah. Oh
I'm
yeah.
waiting for the what's What comes out first? The Chainsaw Massacre game. That looks pretty good, and I'm not even a
Probably.
fan of that series.
I got the Evil Dead game, but I have rarely played it. I played it like twice.
My son really liked it. I've never tried it. He really loves it.
It's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like the Friday the 13th game I thought was pretty legit. I liked everything about it. This one I feel like there's too much going on. I like the simplicity of the Friday the 13th game. Like you got to find the gas, you got to find the car keys, you got to get out of there, or you get the fuse to get out of there. All that like that is pretty simple. This one is like weird. You have to find like pieces of the Necronomicon, like pages, and then you have to meet at this thing, and like you can be possessed by the person, and like oh I don't know. It was just like it's weird. And like the final thing just seems super easy too, like the end boss.
Did
It's
you play the Quarry?
what's that?
Play the Quarry?
No, I heard that's pretty good though.
Yeah, it has like what 200 different endings.
I
So I mean,
haven't.
a lot of game.
I've never played like something like that, so that's what kind of like threw me off. Like
It's like a
I don't
choose
know.
your own adventure type video game, but it's
Yeah,
fun. No, I saw a lot of people over the weekend were tweeting like, "Oh, we're playing this couch mode and we're co-oping." So my kid and I tried that and was like, "This is not a co-op game. This is fucking stupid." So he mowed through it like a handful of times, and then I ended up going through it. I mean, it's fun, but the one that I really liked playing, and it wasn't so much a horror game, was it was a co-op game. Two people play. You're one guy is one guy, one guy. The screen split like ours is now. It was
Mhm.
called A Way Out. You were like a cop and a
Yeah.
prisoner. That was a lot of fun. I haven't. That was a great experience
It
playing
was
that
like
game.
an indie game.
It was. I know it came out a couple of years ago. It was PS. It was a PS4. You played on the 5 though. $30 just out of the gate. But yeah, one of you is a cop, one of you is a criminal. Well, one of you is an undercover cop. You got to break out of prison and everything. But yeah, you're each have one side, but you play together. The game only it is a strictly two-player co-op game. It was just a lot of fun. I really liked it.
That sounds pretty sick. What about the AEW game? Are you gonna get that when it comes
Oh
out?
yeah, I mean those I grew up with that Nintendo
Yeah, the
64,
Jacks.
the NWO games and all that
Yeah,
shit. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Little pissed off the FTR aren't in it, but
I know.
you know,
They're gonna be a
that's
DLC
download. Yep,
for
that's where
sure.
they'll rip you
And
off.
they better have Danhausen or I'm gonna be tight. Then yo, they
I
need
turned on
Danhausen.
that whatnot you told me about the other day. Like, all right, yes, here's a comic book I just signed, and all at once,
Yeah,
$183.
him
Like,
with his
I'm
fan
out.
the Fanhausen hat on and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's it's crazy the amount of money that people are willing to spend on like it was like
Oh,
weird cards from like Ring of Honor or something like that, and like for hundreds of dollars. But
it's nuts. And but I mean, I can't fault him. He gets the money.
oh yeah, no, not at all. It's just like I when I went into the first time he had it, he had one of them micro brawlers, and somebody had pre-bid on it like $300, and I'm like, how are you gonna pre-bid $300 on that shit?
It's a $15 item, and I guarantee you, if you went to a convention,
Barely.
I'll charge you two
Them
hundred fifty
things
to find it.
those things remind me of remember like the homies that you used to get in like the little
Yeah,
nickel machines or quarter machines or whatever, like at the at the diner. Yeah.
I I don't get it. But I mean, like if you go to a signing with him, he probably charges 50, $60. What the fuck? Why would you give him $250 for a signed item on top? I don't
Yeah. It's
I don't
crazy.
get it.
People are weird with him with that too, because I like how like people are willing to spend all this money on whatnot, but when they go to like an actual event and they want him to sign things, they complain about getting charged like $20 or whatever it is for him to sign stuff. Like I've seen him tweet about it like multiple times, like the people are like disrespectful basically coming in and just saying like why do I have to pay you money for your signature, and I'm like what I mean this is what he how he makes a living. Like obviously a little different now because he's getting some money from like AEW and all that, but and probably YouTube too. I mean
Oh yeah, he's got to be
he
getting
jumped
YouTube.
up from to like 120,000 subscribers or something in like what a 2 months maybe or something like that. It was pretty crazy.
My thing, like if he's gonna do whatnot, he should do like an exclusive, like a lot of the comic people do. Get a
Yeah.
shirt or get something that you make it yourself, but you could only buy it on whatnot from him autographed because he's doing what Cardona does. Like, oh look, I've got a pair of pliers. I'll sign
Yeah.
my name and five
Well,
hundred dollars. You can't do shit like
also
that.
a lot of the stuff that he has are on like so when he goes to like comic shops and stuff like that, he'll like buy things from there. Like I've seen the other day he dropped a video, the little Chris Jericho car I think he had that on his whatnot. So he'll like go to these comic shops and stuff and just buy some like random toys and whatever, and he'll put it on the whatnot, which
I
is, and
guarantee
he'll
he's
just
getting all
sign
that
it.
shit for free. He ain't buying none of that.
Probably most of it, except people sent him them damn Sentinel things from the HasLab.
Those things are expensive as
They're
shit.
bad money. I know. I wish I kind of bought one. Like when they first came out, I was like, I don't know. I don't really have the room for it or whatever. But and then I ended up just passing on them, and now they're going for like $1,200, if not more. So that's why I was like, damn, I should have got the Galactus now because I think that's coming out soon too.
Yeah, I mean, I like all that stuff. I try to buy as much as I can, but I have bad luck. It's like, okay, everything has been worth thousands. I'm gonna get this one. All right,
And
it's
it's not.
worthless. You know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
and I have Marvel wise. I mean, I don't have a ton of Marvel Legends figures, some of the
Yeah.
old school ones, but yeah, some of those even went up
Some of those are worth
just
a lot.
crazy money. Ridiculous. The Hobgoblin ones are insane money.
Yeah, sometimes like when it comes to figures and stuff like that, I'm shocked at how much money some stuff is worth. Or even like the Funko Pops. I'm like, I
Can't
have
get it.
no idea. I have a couple like Funkos, and I always like some exclusives and stuff like that, and they're like worth like $12. And I'm like, how people just really are good at investing their time and predicting it how much these things are going to be. Like
Look at how much omnibuses are going up. I need the Uncanny X-Men #2 omnibus.
number two, oh yeah,
Or $500 fucking book. It better get reprinted because
yeah, they will, they
they've been
will.
going into third print on some shit. I know.
Yeah, I don't know what the print is on the Uncanny Volume 2 now, but or it's Uncanny that you're looking for, right?
Yeah, because I have regular one, and then I have X-Men 1, X-Men 2, Uncanny X-Men 1. You can get Uncanny X-Men 3 and 5, but 2 and 4 you can't find.
Okay. And then they just announced the other day, I think they're coming out with 6 and 7.
Amazing Spider-Man. They just reprinted 1, which I bought. 2 is out of print. You can still get 3 and 4, but 5 is like crazy high money right now. So and I
Surprise.
don't know why I just don't buy them. I've read all the stories before, but because like I just had picked up that still laying here. I did that review, the Spider-Man, the one that Roger Stern did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a nice collection. I like that, but
It's a big ass book.
oh yeah, that's worth the money there. They DC doesn't reprint much. Their omnis are kind of
No.
like you buy it or you're screwed. They're reprinting Grayson though, which I've never gotten to read, and I pre-ordered it. I think it's in November. I'm kind of anxious to see him as a never in any of the issues. Seems kind of like a James Bond type character. I think that might be kind of good. Either be good or
Yeah.
bad, but I'm gonna find out.
And they got the Batman and Robin is getting a reprint too.
Yeah, I wasn't. I hate Damian Wayne.
Yeah, a lot of people do for some reason.
I hate him. I get why people love him. I'm just not one of them. I just picked up. It was a key of the week, everybody. A tip. Uh, Dear
From the
Detective
collector app.
magazine size. Key of the week. I
What the
picked it up
hell?
last
Oh,
night.
shoot.
It's just pictures with
What
some
I
words
got this
inside.
today. This came in the mail today. The boys, Dear Becky.
Oh, good
So
book.
that'll be my next read.
Now that one, which one does that collect?
This collects, I think, just Dear Becky, like 1 through 8. Yeah. So this is like takes place like after the whole events of the boys. So this is I actually haven't read this yet, so I'm looking forward to that because I love me some boys. Even though I heard it's not like the best, but it is what it is. I just I had to get it. It's disappointing though because it's like it's a little smaller than the hardcovers that just came out, and I don't understand why they did that.
I didn't buy the hardcover. I bought the softcover books when they came out years
Yeah.
ago, and I never. I probably won't upgrade. I know they did say why I always encourage people to read them. If you're a fan of the show, they said the ending of the book will not be the ending of the show. He said too many people would be
Oh
pissed.
no.
So, well, they've already changed the Homelander thing, so that's
Mhm.
not that can't happen the way it did in the book either. So
Unless there's just like unless they bring Black Noir back and he's not whoever he was before. That's maybe one of the only ways that they could kind of change it, I guess. But
then when again, it's Soldier Boy. What do you have? 3 panels in the book. Fucking
yeah,
Homelander. I mean, that was all. He was just some afterthought.
yeah, I don't know why they went so hard. I mean, I liked Soldier Boy in the show. I thought it was actually like pretty good what they did with him. I like the subtle changes that they made. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the boys definitely has done far better when it comes to that than like The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, I checked out of after so many
Yeah, I
years. Here,
remember
The
you
Boys
saying.
has held my interest.
Boys is great. It's easily one of my favorite shows of all time. Like, and now we get what's his name? Negan himself, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He's going to be in the next season. So I don't know what they'll be doing with him, but
Homelander's dad. I don't know. He was on Supernatural. I don't know.
I don't know what they'll do with him, to be honest, because it kind of the thing about the boys is like all the characters that they've used so far are like the main characters. Like people talk about some of the like the little side, like I'll call them like C characters, and they're like hyped to have them in the show, but they're only in there for like a couple seconds, and like it doesn't really matter story wise. The main players are already in there, so I don't know who he would be. I don't know if he's going to be a superhero or if he's going to be part of, I don't know, some organization or something.
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe he works for Vought or something.
yeah, he would be sick as Vought, or he would be sick in Vought American. But I don't know. We'll see. But that definitely looking forward to the new season. Though I'm glad they started filming. They've been kind of like banging them out pretty quick. I think that's one thing that they should really. Amazon has a hit with that, and they need to invest as much as possible with that. They need to not hold back when it comes to like budget or anything like that.
I
Have you
wish they
seen?
made more than 8 episodes, though.
I
Like
know.
it's like you blink and it's done.
Yeah, it's I will say generally I get pissed when seasons aren't released like fully, like day one, because
Yeah, I like to watch them
I
all.
do like to like I haven't even watched She-Hulk yet because I like to watch like, three or
Like,
four episodes at a time. And we're getting to the point now where I'll start diving into it. But I mean, there's a couple shows I haven't even watched yet, like Westworld, the new season. I haven't watched that yet. I haven't watched the new Game of Thrones House of Dragon show. I think I might try to watch that later if I have time, but I probably won't. But
the minute I punch out of work on Friday, it's right upstairs to Cobra Kai. And then,
oh, that's
I'll
coming.
bang that out. And yeah, it's this Friday. So
Oh, damn.
you started around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. By midnight, you'll be done because
Yeah,
you have to binge it because by the time you wake up, actually, no, by the time I start watching it at 5, it'll be all spoilers. And fucking nerds get up at 1 in the morning to start watching it,
I
before the
know.
day. So I just can't have it ruined. You have to watch the shit all at once.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I think that's why they've been doing that with certain shows, releasing them weekly again because of all the spoilers that get out there. But you get spoilers anyway because people get to see everything in advance now too, and then
Yeah.
shit leaks all the time. So I mean, that's what sucks about like the MCU movies and stuff like that is people and wrestling. I feel like the internet is ruining just
Everything.
yeah, pretty much because like you have all this speculation on shit, and it's like even the other day, it was speculated that I always liked Braun Strowman. I always thought he was a good wrestler. Well, not like a good wrestler. He's kind of a
Yeah,
shitty wrestler,
he's
but he's a
bad.
big dude. I'm like I grew up in the age of like when big men were like the thing. Like Undertaker and Kane were the shit, man. The Brothers of Destruction, like Vader. Vader is one of my all-time favorites, and like just those types of dudes. So like to see somebody like that in the WWE when he came out was awesome because Undertaker was already like far gone, man, and he would come walk out to the ring and then say a couple things and then have a terrible wrestling match at Mania where you can be like, man, hang it up, please hang it up. I don't want to remember you like this, but Strowman was good, man. He was big, and he had he wasn't great on the mic or anything like that, but he didn't have to be. That's the thing with the big guys, man. You don't even have to be. You just got to come out and just wreck dudes, just throw some good clotheslines. He did look a little rusty though when he wrestled the other day. Like, I
My
don't know if
bitch, my bitch with him is here. You got this big guy, and he's flipping over ambulances. He's turning cars upside down, and he can't beat Shane McMahon. I, I think that was the whole thing when everybody says, well,
yeah,
that's why I hated Bray Wyatt. And they're like, how do you like Bray Wyatt if you're a horror fan? I was like, because at the end of the day, he always lost. I was like, he was a
I
fucking
know.
loser.
Well, they
And
also just did terrible with him for so long. Like I remember, like when he first came out, I'm like, how are you not pushing this guy way more?
he was
Like
your new Undertaker.
it was one thing when he was with Bray and he was still there, and like they were the whatever the hell they were called. But when Bray like left and they kind of parted ways and that whole thing went and he went on his own, like I don't understand how this dude is like not wrestling for like the Universal title or whatever else. That's like when I started like falling off watching WWE stuff because it was just meh.
I don't know why. If you're Tony Khan, you hire Morrissey, who is Cass. The fuck don't you just hire Enzo?
Yeah,
That
I
place
bet it'll
would
happen
go
eventually. I
insane
think
if
just
Enzo.
I think it's just because he's got such a bad rap in the wrestling world right now.
He makes money though. That'd be my logic. Like, I don't want to work with this guy. Well, you want to get paid? Fuck you. You're working with him.
But yeah, pretty much. It was weird watching WWE the other night though. Like it was
Yeah.
it was I was like telling my wife about it. I'm like, it's so strange now. I can't even like explain it. It's like everything just seems so
Right.
soft and choreographed. I don't know if it's because like I've been watching AEW and they're kind of shitty and there's always injuries and mistakes and like it was just Ruby Rose or whatever just getting her nose
Oh,
jacked the other night. Like
yeah.
everything is because I don't know, it just doesn't look good. Like the main event was Bobby Lashley and the Miz, and like everything just looked awful.
Lashley stinks.
All their
This is
bumps
work
and
hard.
everything, nobody was selling good. Like it just didn't. I don't know. And then I was like, damn, was WWE always like that? And I just never noticed. And I'm like looking at old stuff. I'm like, no, it's it's just so just
It's a little better than what it was. I was happy that
yeah.
Dewdrop was on because I'm not gonna lie to you, I would have so much sex with Dewdrop. I don't know why, but I would. I can't explain it. I would let her beat the shit out of me
That's
for
that.
probably 8 hours straight.
Which one is that? The one that wears the mask or the
No, she's the fat one.
she's the thicker one, right?
Thicker.
Okay.
Yeah, her weight what's so funny is like weighing in at 205 pounds. It's like
He ain't
she's
200.
300, 205 my ass.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say that match I missed. I didn't really pay attention to a lot of it because it just wasn't great. But I watched Kevin Owens match. Kevin Owens still kills it, man. It's such a shame that he didn't come to AEW, but I get it, man. They offered him a crazy contract. He even said, like, why would I leave here when I'm getting like I don't know, like hundreds of thousands of dollars like a month or whatever. I'm like,
It's
good
all
for
about
you, dude.
money.
Yeah. I mean, and he's still phenomenal though. Still doing like the crazy swantons out of the ring and shit, and like I like just so agile for like a dude with some weight on him.
Frog splashes, everything. He moves good.
Yeah, he's always been like when I got back into wrestling, he was like my dude when I first like got back in because I was like, I like this dude, yo. The way he I mean he cuts great promos. I don't think there's anybody in the WWE that's better than him on the mic right now. And he's just a phenomenal wrestler for his size.
I think Ricochet is amazingly talented, but they
Oh
do
yeah.
nothing with him and he can't talk. So
No.
it's kind of like some guys would be better in AEW. Like when Cesaro went over, that's more his fit. I think Ricochet
Yeah.
more. I'd like to see AJ go to AEW to be honest, just because I'd love to see AJ versus Kenny Omega.
Yeah. AJ's good too. He's one of the ones that's been around for a while that I don't feel like they use him correctly in there either.
He'd be my champ. Just him and Nakamura would be my champs just because they can have a good match with anyone.
Yeah. So you're going to be watching AEW tonight, obviously, right?
Oh yeah, I think what they said now, the word on the street is the Bucks and Omega were suspended. Fire CM Punk. He started
Yeah,
running
wait.
his mouth.
I was gonna say, isn't he the one that started like whatever the hell went down?
Well, I think they were the ones that came looking for him, like squared up the fight. But still, okay. Here's my thing with Punk. So I said this with Pitbull. The first show he came out, the big return in Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
$1 million gate. Everybody getting their ice cream. It was good. That was a year ago. They ain't drawing no millions every week. They haven't drawn it since. So clearly, it was like, yeah, he's back.
I mean, I
And
was I was hyped that night. I don't even like CM Punk like that, but I
it
was
was
like, yo, he's back. Whatever. He cut a good promo and everything, but like now it's just like I don't know. It seems like the dude is just what I always thought. He's just kind of whack.
He
I
was
don't
a
know.
whiny bitch in Ring of
Yeah.
Honor behind the scenes. He was a whiny bitch in CZW. He was a whiny bitch in WWE, and that's all he's going to be here
Also
too.
weird that like they do the thing where like they have the presser now after like the pay-per-view events.
It's not a real
So
sport.
it's not, man.
Oh,
It's just like how I hate that they have interim belts. I'm like, why is this happening, man?
or
You
one
I mean,
loss records. He's 13-1. Or this
you
guy is 0-17. He's the
yeah,
number one contender. It's like, just stop.
yeah, I don't understand why they do that. But like that they probably could have saved this whole incident because if CM Punk's just talking shit about the Bucks and whoever else backstage, that's one thing. But if he's on air live getting broadcast to all these people that are going to watch this press conference thing and he's just talking shit about people on there, of course they're going to have to come up and say some shit to him, and he should know
And
better
Tony
than
Khan's just sitting there like,
yeah.
God damn. Vince McMahon would have turned his microphone off and fired him on the spot. And
Yeah.
he should have.
I I don't understand why they allow this shit. I mean, it's crazy, and Punk should know better. You can't. That's one thing. If you have some issues with somebody behind the scenes, you can always just talk it out, whatever, back there. But to just say some shit on blast like that, that
I think he
everybody's
just
gonna
doesn't
see.
want to do the job to MJF, which I guarantee he's going to do. That's going to be your next champ really quick.
Oh yeah, and it better be. I mean,
I
I don't.
like
I think he should have got way more of a shot earlier. He should. I mean, I think MJF is. I say it all the time that he's like the greatest thing to recently happen in professional wrestling. Like,
Oh yeah, I mean he's a true bad guy, and he never
true.
breaks character. It's awesome.
Yeah, I was like reading they had the video of him coming out from All Out the other day, and one of the top comments was just like, "What a true heel! He comes out and gives a finger to the crowd that just cheered him." I was just like, "Bro, that's what he does." One of my favorite things too is I just realized like that night I was just like, "Oh, he's gonna be back on Twitter," which is one of my favorite things because I love watching just MJF just talk shit about people on Twitter. It's the greatest thing ever, and not like wrestlers and stuff, like just people like people will just like say something to him and he'll just reply to him and then it'll shut that shit down, which is hilarious. It's like one of the few times you'll see that on Twitter because most of the time like a huge thread will go people battling back and forth, but when MJF roasts you, you fucking don't respond. You're just like, I'm done. I mean, he talks shit about people's kids and how fucked up they look and stuff. Dude doesn't care.
My son and I are big fans of GCW, Game Changer Wrestling, and he used to be
Yeah.
over there. And they did this thing once where they had 20 people. It was going to be 10 on 10 dodgeball match. They were just going to play a game of dodgeball. And he's there. He's got his whistle and he's got high tops on, and he's ready to go. And they pick everybody but him. They pick a midget over him. He's like dead last. Nobody would pick him. And finally, he's just like, if I can't fucking play, nobody can play. And he pops all the balls and runs away. But it was, and everybody's met. There's no match then, of course, but it was like,
Yeah.
this is just genius, the way
Yeah.
he can play into that. Then he came out later for a show for like an interview, and Orange Cassidy was going to jump him, and Orange comes up behind him and taps him on the shoulder, and he turns around and is like, if you're going to sneak attack someone, don't tap him on the shoulder, idiot. And then of course Orange punches him. The show is called Orange Cassidy is Doing Something or whatever, I don't know. Highly recommend picking it up. Smart Mark Video, I think, sells it. It's an older one, but God, it's good.
Yeah, GCW is crazy. I've seen a couple of them matches online, or at least the mayhem that have happened afterwards and stuff like that, man.
I'll never forget when Cardona won the title from Gage in that riot. They were throwing bottles at him, like glass
Yeah.
bottles that had shit in them. That dude was all blood sliced up from all the garbage fans threw at him. It was so amazing.
Yeah, gotta love moments like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was like when Hogan made the heel turn, back in the day, and that ring filled with garbage. I mean, you're always going to remember that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. That's why even the other night I was so happy when MJF came back, man. I think it's a little late. I think it was definitely, but I think maybe they were just waiting for Punk to come back after his injury to set everything up. So I think it kind of time frame matched up for them. Maybe who knows? You never really know with them because Tony Khan is. I mean, I like him for starting all this and kind of like backing it, but when it comes to like storylines and everything like that, he's fucking pretty awful.
I've noticed since, and at first I thought nothing of it until like maybe a few months later. Once Cody Rhodes left, it kind of started to go. So I'm thinking Cody was maybe doing some booking. I know Khan has always said nobody helps me book anymore. I'm booking it all myself. It's like, well, you have no storylines. You let Jericho do his thing, and then you book everything else, and it's nonsense. I think Cody, that to me that could be why he left. I think it was like, God, this company's going down the fucking toilet, and I want to be WWE champ because it's everyone's dream. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and they'll probably pay him more.
Oh, sure. I'm guaranteed he got a fucking great deal. I mean, especially from leaving there to come there after all of them talent has been scooped up. It'll be surprising to see like what happens to people now with like Malachi Black and all that stuff. See if
Bobby Fish already quit.
Bobby Fish, yeah. I was listening
Malachi
to
Black, I think, is quitting. So,
yeah.
but some of these guys, like everybody's like, when's Adam Cole gonna leave? It's like he's probably on a 3 to 5 year deal, so not for a while. I think some of your bigger names are probably under longer deals, like Daniel Bryan, and then they're stuck there for a while.
Daniel Bryan appears to he appears to like it a lot over there for some reason.
Does
So
too many jobs.
even yeah, like even what did he lost to Jericho at All Out. The
And that
fuck?
match was terrible. But I think what happened with All Out was I like the entire crowd. You wanted the Acclaim to win.
Oh
You
yeah,
wanted him to win. And then when they lost, that crowd was like, yeah,
yeah,
it died. Like it didn't matter what was happening next. The crowd was just deflated after that. I was
yeah.
too watching it. I was like, fucking stupid shit.
Yeah, it was probably one of the most like out of the whole night. I think that was probably one of the matches I saw most talked about like throughout the evening. And people
I
like
love the Acclaim.
live tweeting and all that stuff. The Acclaim is great. They've they built up a good little following the last like couple months.
And especially now they got Daddy Ass with them. You can already buy the shirt that says "Scissor Me Daddy
I
Ass."
know that
They
shirt's
get
pretty
a
nice.
little overboard on the shirts, but it's hard to keep up. But my son is a fanatic. He's 13, so I don't think a week goes by I'm not buying something from Pro Wrestling Tees.
Oh, I know. They're a great site though. They
I
really
wish they would
are.
do more sales.
Do more sales. Yeah. I mean, they're not like too terrible. I will say I don't the quality isn't like too great with their stuff though. It's like
Some like I subscribe to the box, so we get the two shirts that we each get the two shirts every month, and then we have the AEW box that comes out like 3 or 4 times a year.
mm,
And I like that because you get the exclusive shirts, but I mean, it'd be like Kenny Omega's back, and 5 new shirts are back with them. It's hard to keep up.
yeah. They do have a damn lot of releases. It's pretty crazy. They have
Gotta be
like shirts on there.
crazy.
Like I think something will happen like that night, and then later on in the evening there will be a shirt about it already for order on the site. It's crazy.
Like when Miro was fighting Kingston and Kingston, you want to redeem something, redeem these nuts.
Uh-huh.
Hour later, redeem these nuts t-shirt. It's like,
Yep.
gee, and it was a hot seller, but it's like, okay, it was a one-off thing. So I think Orange Cassidy's had the top shirt for one of the top shirts since he
Probably.
started. That one
And
with just his
Danhausen.
face on it.
Oh, it's funny too to see like the top sellers because it'll just be like the people you would think. It's like Kenny Omega, um, Orange Cassidy,
Danhausen shirt.
Sting,
I have
and
Sting
then
shirt.
and then it'll just be like Danhausen. It'll be like top five.
Hausen
He,
has so much
he
though. He
was
must
like
have
that
so much
before he
shirt.
even joined too.
I have one, Dan. I have the very nice, very evil. My son has that one. He has the one with him going like that. And then he's got some of the 3D one that came in a box, but he's kind of dirty, like the very nice, very evil. He remade and it just says Summer of Danhausen, very hot,
Yeah, yeah.
very humid. It's like, okay, now you're just reprinting your shit.
Yeah, I see. I won't hate on his shirts though, because at least they're
They
I
look
don't know,
like
they're a
old
little bit
Universal
different.
Monster horror shirts. I love
They
them.
do. Some of them are really cool. Some of them
Yeah.
are definitely pretty terrible. I do. I might have to get that. I hate MJF shirt.
I have the Better Than You and You Know It pink shirt that he has. I bought that one right when it came out. I mean, I have a good handful. I have a Jungle Boy shirt for God's sakes. I
Yeah,
like Jungle Boy.
I got my wife the Jurassic Express shirt with that like 80s style looking one that they had, which
And
is
there's
pretty
yeah,
cool.
like you said, their shit's cool. I tried to get them to mail me stuff for the longest time, but they don't. They don't need to.
No, no. I mean, I'm sure they're selling a shit ton of shirts. It's great that they're doing so well.
That's why that's why Colt Cabana will always be employed. He owns that little bit of stock. He owns a little bit of that company. You have to
Oh,
keep him happy.
yeah. Damn, I saw it. So what about the craziness that happened with them too? So apparently what the it was that dude Ace and them fought with the Bucks and Kenny Omega, and that dude Ace bit somebody and then
Hit
like
Omega and threw a chair. He should be
threw a
fired.
chair at
He
somebody.
should be fired. That's assault.
Yeah, and all over what?
Just him talking shit about him. Like the fucking EVPs couldn't manage a target. Now, at first, I thought maybe this is just some stupid "let's work everybody" kind of thing, but
Yeah,
there's no footage of the fight, so I think it's legitimate. Had there been some kind of footage of the fight, then I would have figured this is a work. But I
yeah,
hope Tony Khan doesn't get in that stupid work the boys stuff like WCW did. That I mean, it's so dumb.
yeah. It's it's just so strange. I don't know. It's looking like it's about to fail. To be honest, it's
I
looking.
still think the Montreal Screwjob's a complete work. I mean, I fall into that
Yeah,
category. I think it was all fake.
the deep conspiracy theory of the
It's
Montreal screw job.
bullshit.
What was it? Bret Hart was just at what is it? That Clash of the Castle or something the other day, wasn't
Was
he?
he there? I watched some of that. I don't.
Something.
I was
I seen him somewhere. I was just like, man, why are you back over there?
I liked him till I met him. Then that was the end of me liking him. He's a prick.
Oh, he like dates that like super young chick now, or is married to her, right?
He was married to some like model for a while. I know. I don't know what he does now. He was an asshole when I met him.
Yeah. Well,
Then
he's
years later, they wanted me to years later. I mean, years later after I met him, but years later, maybe 2 years ago, he's got a movie coming out with Corey Feldman called Tales from the Dead Zone.
what?
And well, the company asked if I would promote it on my website, and I said sure. I said, how about I interview Bret Hart? I'm figuring it's been 15 years since I met him. I was like, I'd love to interview Hart. We can talk about the movie and all that. Well, Mr. Hart's gonna need, and it was like it had like travel, and I was just like, I'm gonna record him on my fucking phone. I was like, this is not at a store. His compensation is going to be. It's like I'm not gonna fucking pay him either for a 5-minute interview. Go
Well,
fuck
especially too,
yourself in your movie that you raised the money on Kickstarter for.
yeah, like if you're trying to promote a movie, why wouldn't you want all outlets to try and hype this thing up? You
Because they
want,
know it sucks.
yeah,
Bret Hart and Corey Feldman, come on.
I mean, Corey Feldman is, come on, he's great.
I like Corey Feldman. He's another one. If you try to interview him, I'd love to interview. Here's the 25 questions I need you to ask me. No,
Yeah. Yeah,
whack job.
that's one thing that sucks. That's why like all those TV shows now, like the late night shows are just all like kind of terrible when it comes to stuff. The best thing to do now is just this and like podcasting and all that. So that's all I do. I read comics and I listen to podcasts. That's pretty much my whole thing. And I try to squeeze in watching like The Boys and whatever else kind of shows I can, but really I just don't have time to do anything else.
No, tomorrow night we'll watch She-Hulk. I do like never. I'll be honest with you. And my son always asks me. So in the comic, is like, I'm gonna stop you here. I have never read one single solitary issue of her, so I know nothing about her. I know the origins different in the comic. Correct me if I'm wrong. And she wasn't it like a mob hit, and she had a blood transfusion with the Hulk's blood or something because he was like her cousin or
Something like that.
it's more simpler than what they did in the show. I know, but
The show,
I
I
like
don't
this.
even know what it is.
It's a comedy. It's like WandaVision. It's a comedy.
No, but I mean, I don't know what her origin is, even in the show or
In the
anything like
show,
that.
they were in a car together, got in an accident. She was slashed open, and so was he, and he bled into her. But it had the gamma ray in it, so that's what made her a Hulk. But she was just naturally able to control it.
So then, how come Hulk hasn't just like fucking made mad other Hulks? Because he's always just fucking people up. You'd figure his blood would get in all his enemies' wounds and shit as he's just smashing people through fucking buildings and stuff like
Maybe
that.
because they share DNA.
Yeah.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
To Marvel's credit, though, they got Ruffalo to be in the show as they get the same people where DC would fuck it up. They just always have
Yeah.
different people and different things. Marvel's very good. I mean, look at the Abomination. I can't think of the actor's name. Big name actor too.
Oh, Tim Roth.
Tim Roth. He's in the She-Hulk show playing the Abomination.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Wong to pop up in there to tie
I
it
think
into
that I
where
think that's mainly this whole like show, like it's just like a lot of cameos, right? Isn't she just doing like
she's a
some
lawyer,
sort of lawyer
superhero
work for
lawyer.
different superheroes and stuff like that throughout it, or super villains?
Juan was her. He was her special witness in the
So has
Daredevil. I
Daredevil?
know he hasn't popped up yet, but I know
Okay.
he's going to because he was in the trailer. You saw him, come down. You saw the hand and the stick and everything. I'm a big Daredevil mark,
They
so
said that Daredevil was going to be heavy throughout the show, and he hasn't. What is this? The fourth episode now that just came out?
fourth or fifth. Yeah, he hasn't even shown up yet.
He hasn't even shown.
Nah,
They were trying to save it with that because everybody was hating it online because they're just like, oh, the She-Hulk show looks fucking terrible. The
it's
CGI looks awful, and blah, blah, blah.
no CGI is fine.
It looks
It's
okay.
comedy. It's a sitcom.
I mean,
Like
it's also
WandaVision was a sitcom. I loved WandaVision.
also a TV show. Like everybody wants to complain and say that the CGI and special effects or whatever in these like Marvel shows like WandaVision and Loki and all that isn't it very good. And I'm like, it's a TV show. What fucking
Yeah,
TV show? I mean, I think people are just so spoiled with like Game of Thrones and shit now where like they just expect like these massive budgets for series. It's like, no, we'll do like, fairly decent budgets for these shows. We'll put out like 8 or 10 episodes or whatever it is. And then we'll save like the big multi-million dollar special effects for Avengers fucking whatever that's coming out and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, like that type of stuff. Like we're not going to blow our budget on these shows. We're going to give you a little taste of something that'll probably lead into this and whatever, and but I don't know, people, nobody's happy.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think, had a good budget behind it. That actually looked and felt like a
Yeah.
big action movie. I like that one. I like
Well,
Moon
also
Knight.
with that type of thing too, you don't even really need like a ton of special effects and shit throughout it. It's
No,
mostly
they're in costumes anyway, so
yeah. So it's not like I mean like Loki and stuff like that. That's a little hard because it's like a lot of
hated Loki. That was the one I disliked, and everybody that was
really.
everybody's favorite too. Yeah, I couldn't get
It
into that.
was my favorite when it first came. I would say probably Moon Knight is probably my favorite now.
Like a Wanda Vision was a. There's just something about that I thought because it was so different,
Yeah.
and I totally love Catherine Hahn. I think she's so fucking hot, and she was so awesome as
Oh yeah,
acting.
yeah.
So I just
She's
I
great.
waited for that to air. I watched that all in like
She,
a weekend.
she did so good in that. They're gonna make a show about Agatha
Yeah, I
Harkness.
get done to Covenant or something. So
That's how good she did. They said, "Fuck, hold up, we're gonna make a whole Agatha Harkness show," which I don't know when that is gonna happen or if it's even started filming it or anything. I don't think so. But
well, if they decided to put her in a movie, they're going to use Catherine Hahn. I mean, Marvel will use the same people. Can't have the same Flash from TV in the movie. It's like, God, you're so dumb. That show could have tied into your movie.
I think it, like Marvel, when they hire you, they like put that shit in your contract. Like
Oh yeah, you're
you
signed
make
to like it.
you,
Here's
yeah,
the next
you
10
sign your
years
life
of your
away.
life. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you got to be prepared to get down with whatever happens in the future.
Well, that's why I got annoyed when Chris Evans was like, I don't want to be under the Marvel. He wasn't like a dick about it, but I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be in Marvel. I got to do other things. What have you done?
No,
What do
the gray
you
man.
ain't done nothing. Robert Downey Jr. trying to figure out a way to get back. Just make your money. It's sick money. Just make it.
I mean, it's also shit that people really like too. So it's not like I mean, yeah, you might like do like some weird underground indie movie or something like that that you personally like the story about that nobody's gonna fucking see. But I mean, people really, really love these movies. People love him as
Yeah.
Captain America.
He was good. He was good as the Human Torch too, in my opinion. But who
Yeah,
wouldn't want to play Cap or Doctor Doom or Spider Man? That's
Doctor
everybody's.
Doom is gonna be sick. I can't wait for some Doctor Doom.
And Kang. We got Kang coming too.
Kang too. Yeah, there's a lot coming. It's been a slow ride so far. I haven't
Yeah,
been
this fourth wave was pretty slow.
yeah, I've been too crazy about anything that's really happened. I've really just liked the Disney Plus shows probably more than anything that's been out recently.
I didn't go see Love and Thunder. I think it comes on Disney Friday, so I'll watch
Oh yeah.
that this weekend. I heard it was really bad, but I don't know. I'll give it a
Uh
crack. I like Ragnarok a lot.
I love Ragnarok. It's one of my favorite movies in like of all time. Not even just like a Marvel movie. It's super good. But it, it's real weird. It's just like I don't know. I you just gotta watch it. I gotta watch it again too because like I left the theater just like I I I liked it sort of, but I also just like I don't know. It just fell flat.
That's how Multiverse of Madness was for me. It was like, all right, I like it's Evil Dead with Doctor Strange. Then about halfway in, it was like the novelty is worn off for
Also,
me
I
on
don't know
this
if it's
one.
just because Thor Ragnarok was so damn good that like this one just I didn't like for whatever reason. Like it might, like I said, I gotta rewatch it because I did like Gore the God Butcher a lot. I thought Christian Bale did a great job with him. I think like the creepy elements of that and the way he looked and stuff actually worked pretty well in that. But there's just a lot of the comedy moments I thought were just not funny. Um, I didn't really care about like the reveal at the end and like the after credit scene and all that. Just shit that I just don't care about. I don't even think I think they're gonna get a new director for the next Thor too. I think what Taika Waititi or whatever. I think they canned him. I don't think
Because the movie bombed. I mean, it was a
yeah.
pretty big failure. I didn't like the Eternals at all. That was boring as shit to me.
It was okay, but it was very long and it was boring. I mean,
For an origin story, that's a lot. You're asking me a lot for a 2.5 hour origin. Shang-Chi, I really liked. That was
Shang-Chi
Jackie
was
Chan
good.
with a Marvel budget. I like
Yeah,
that.
nah, Shang-Chi was really good. Shang-Chi, other than like the CGI, it was good. But I feel like some stuff was a little cheesy, like the dragons and stuff like that. I think it all looked a little really too fake. But
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, I could get over that.
Yeah. I like martial arts movies. So it's like, all right, I'm watching a $100 million martial arts movie. This is
Mhm.
awesome. So yeah, I got a kick out of it. I liked it. The guy that played him was an amazing martial artist, or either that or just had great stunt work. But no, I dug it a lot. I like Black Widow, I actually liked.
Black Widow wasn't bad. I like that actually. It was
I like
actually
watching her in her outfit.
yeah,
I don't need much else.
yeah. It was good. That was one that I actually I think I watched that one last. So like what happened was like all those movies came out and I didn't watch them like for a long ass time. And then I ended up going like in a real weird order of watching Shang-Chi and Eternals and all that. And I watched Black Widow last because I figured I wouldn't like it. But I actually probably I like that and Shang-Chi about the same.
So once COVID hit, I don't go to the movies very often. And then we got lucky for a while. There was a theater here that was doing, you had to show proof of vaccination to get in.
Mhm.
So we went in and I can't remember, we saw a couple movies. Then we went and saw Batman, which I really did like. And I remember we went to Batman opening night and I counted and I looked at my wife and I was like, counting me, you, and my son. I was like, there's 17 people here. I said, and
Yeah.
all the other shows are sold out. I said, I
Mhm.
guarantee you, this is the last week they're going to do the vaccination only screenings. Sure enough, they did them over the weekend, and then it was done. So, like Multiverse, we went and saw, but we found like an off time to where there was like maybe 3 people there. But for the most part, I mean, all you got to do is wait. What is it now? 45 days straight to Disney or 30 days, and you can
Something
just get
like
it.
that. Yeah.
So it's plus it's she going to the movies is over $100.
Well, like now the people don't go to the fucking movies anymore. So like anytime I don't know if it's just because I'm off like weird days. So I'm off Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So and I like to just do shit early as hell. So I'll go to like a movie at like 12 o'clock on a Tuesday
Yeah.
and there'll be like 5 people in the theater with me. So like that's how I say but I don't know if it's just people don't go to movies anymore, if I go at a weird time, but
See, we have a lot of theaters here, and they're empty. I mean, at night, Friday nights and stuff always busy, but the only ones that seem to sell like crazy is we have an Alamo Draft House here, and they do the movie parties and the special screenings and all that. That shit sells out. Ghostbusters party sells out in 38 seconds,
yeah.
So, and that was my favorite theater, and we used to always go to that. So I haven't been to that since COVID, but people just want to go there. So it's like, what opens this week? Oh, I see everything's completely sold out. So
Yeah.
I'm still leery. I mean, the new boosters, I believe they said, not to get on a vaccine thing, but new boosters, I think we're this week or next week. So you get more protection in us.
Yeah. I'm all protected up.
Me
I
too. Right.
got I got the I think that I don't know. I got the first 2 doses, but then I got COVID twice after. So I'm just like, I
Oh,
have all the antibodies. I'm good. I was gonna get something with I was gonna get the booster for Comic Con because it's coming up soon. But they just actually released on Twitter today or something that you have to wear a mask and shit anyway. So I was just like, I'm just
I
probably gonna
still wear my masks anywhere. And
yeah.
I
I'm like,
got
I'm
COVID
not
when
even
it
gonna
first hit.
yeah.
I got it before there was a vaccine. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm with you. I had that. I had COVID. I've had the both shots. I've had a booster. So I've got to have some semblance of antibody in me by now. I've got enough. And
Yeah.
now I'll get the booster for this new variant. So.
Yeah, it does suck that you have to wear masks at New York Comic Con. I'm a little I like it, they conveniently waited till after tickets have been out for because damn it's not a New York thing either because there's no places around here that make you like wear masks or anything
No.
like that. It's a Comic Con thing, and if that was gonna be the deal all along, they shouldn't have waited till fucking September 6th or whatever it is today to say that you have to wear masks the whole time there. I mean, they're doing a thing where like if you take a photo op, you can take your mask off with a celebrity or whatever, but still, I'm like, you guys knew all along that this was gonna be
Oh
the
yeah.
thing. And you want to wait till like well after like I got my passes in the mail like last week. So you wait till after you mail out everybody's badges and stuff like that, and then say, "Oh, by the way, you're gonna have to wear masks the whole time." So
And if you're anti-max and you're like, well, fuck you, I'm not going now. Well, big
yeah,
deal. They got your money. Who cares?
yeah. Well, I mean, you could do like the ticket trade in and shit, but nobody wants to do that right now, especially if you're looking forward to going. Because I think last year, it was like half of what the normal attendance would be. But if you had proof of vaccination, you didn't have to wear a mask. But now they just went back to the because I think the San Diego did the thing where you had to wear masks and shit the whole time. But I mean, it is what it is. I have no problem wearing a mask, but it's kind of
Yeah,
fucked
I
up.
don't. There's so many places that I'll go, like whether it be like a grocery store, comic book store, if I go with my son or something, it's like, well, we're the only two where I'm literally in most places I go to the only one here that wears a mask. But before I started working from home at my old job, I was the only person that wore a mask, and I used to get laughed at. They had a COVID outbreak, and 20. This is an office of like 42 people. 23 COVID cases in 1 week. I wore a mask. I didn't get shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, and all my masks are just, I buy from
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Lucha
Where do you
Shop.
get? Where you get them
I
from?
just Google. It's like I want to say Lucha Shop. Just Google Lucha face mask,
Okay.
and that's where I get them. And yeah, it's like half of a luchador mask that goes around your
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
I
The
fucking love them. I got like
Luchasaurus one
30
is
of
sick.
them. Yeah, I got a dragon one or Drago from Lucha Underground. It's got the whole tongue that hangs down. I like them. I got a bunch of. That's all I wear.
Yeah. No, there's those
Action with
are
my shirts. My
those are
son's
pretty
wearing a
sick.
Dark Order one today, for God's sakes.
The Dark Order. Yeah, it'll be surprising to see what happens with the Dark Order too. Right
Love
now,
the Dark
they're kind of like shutting them down. Like that whole like Brody Lee stuff, they kind of don't really
I mean, the only one that's really over is Hungy.
yeah, he's over as fuck too.
And
Yo,
he's little. I mean, like I'm Andre next to him, and I'm not tall.
he is jacked though. He's got some big ass arms. It's crazy. But
There's some
he's a great wrestler too.
there's some supplements there, I think.
I hope so.
I mean, 5'4" to have what 30-inch guns. That's
Although he doesn't seem like the person, like the type of person that would get down with that type of stuff. But I
I
could be
mean,
wrong.
he doesn't have any steroid traits. There's no zits. He's got no veins.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible he just eats like a shitload of meat and lifts weights all day.
Yeah. I mean,
It's done.
there was a kid I remember back in high school. He used to have big ass arms, but everything else about him was mad fat. It was the weirdest thing ever. Yeah. He had like titties and just a big gut, but like his arms were just like solid and he was jacked. And I was just like, bro, you got to do more than biceps every day. All he
It's
did
like
was curls.
Always Sunny, they always made fun of Mac because there was like, you just work on your vanity muscles. Then finally he got all shredded toward
Well,
the end.
you know what Hulk Hogan says? Bicep curls get the girls.
Hey, that's what I'll tell you what, I do biceps like maybe 4 days a week, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
rest of the stuff just whenever because you can see the bicep and chest. I do more than anything.
Bicep, chest, tricep. That's really
Yeah, I
all
don't
you
work on my legs. I'm fat, so they get to work out carrying me
well,
around.
yeah. I mean, leg exercises also are just not fun.
No,
None
and
of
I'm
them.
getting my legs tattooed right now. I don't need any extra stress or strain on them. So
No.
leg tattoos suck. If you guys listening don't have them, when they do your shin, it's
Oh,
miserable.
I've actually put off legs for the longest time. I have nothing other than like some weird shit that I did on my ankle myself. Like,
I'm doing a half a body suit like a Yakuza guy, and
oh yeah,
we've worked all this. Now we're working leg for rib is what we save for last.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. See, I don't mind like the pain when it comes to tattoos, but it's just like, especially with me with my job, I just don't have the time to. I don't want to get tattooed and then go to work the next day. Like, and I tend to
Yeah,
get big pieces. So like I'll get like this whole thing done in one sitting, and then I don't want to go to work like for the next like 2 days or whatever.
yeah, because you're
Plus,
like,
it's all juicy and stinging and feels hot.
yep.
Like I don't mind getting tattooed. Like it's like the day after where I'm just like this shit sucks. And it doesn't even like hurt. It's just annoying. It's just like such an annoying feeling.
When they did the whole inside of my arm, I remember it was in the middle of the summer. So I'm like, I got my hand out the window and I'm like, what the fuck? It was so swollen,
Yeah.
it looked like Scott Steiner at that time, it was like, and then, yeah, like you had to go to work the next day. So I'm just
Yep.
like that,
Yeah, that is the worst spot for sure.
yeah, no, this is worse.
Oh, the pit.
Arm,
Yeah.
that was actually the worst for me up here. That really sucks. That collarbone, that and your belly button, that sucks
I'm
ass
sure
too.
that sucks. You know what doesn't actually is chest at all.
Chest and back are pretty good.
Like I remember my tattoo artist, he like started working up and then he went down to like the sternum and he was just like, well, I saved this for last because I know it's gonna be painful. And I was just like, bro, that doesn't hurt at all.
Nipples a little weird. Your feet hurt. When I got my foot
Yeah.
tattooed, that sucked.
Yeah, I can imagine that. My wife has both her feet done. I'm just like, nah, I think I always thought about getting like South Park characters on my feet because like, you're never gonna see them. So I thought like when Randy Marsh is like at the end of that one where he fights Bat Dad and he's just like, this was America. But when he at the end when he jumps in the air with his underwear around his ankles and shit or whatever and it freeze frames on him, I wanted to get that just tattooed on my foot. But I don't know if I'm just gonna ever get
it sucks, but it looks cool. A foot tattoo looks. I got a big cross on my foot. It looks awesome, but the whole like it was about a 40-minute tattoo. I would say for 39 out of 40 minutes, I was like, just
Yeah.
hold my breath because it just feels so weird. It hurts, but it also feels weird at the same time. It just sucked.
Yeah. That's one thing I've been meaning to get something new, but I don't. I've been like weird recently. I haven't been wanting to spend money on. Well, actually, I just spent like $1,500 on a statue, but that's
Mine's
different.
because of, mine's because of COVID. So my guy was actually like, well, I'll just come in on the day the shop's closed, and then we can just do it private. And it's like, okay, that'll work.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't want to go into a tattoo parlor with my. I mean, you don't know who's with you. I mean,
Well, the
granted,
the
probably
people
more.
that I
But
the people that I get tattoos from, they're like really strict when it comes to that type of thing.
they are here too. But my logic is anybody can lie.
Yeah,
I mean, if you weren't going to
yeah,
get vaccinated when you had the first chance, you ain't going to fucking do it now. No matter how many times your sleepy ass president tells you to go get vaccinations. Like, well, they didn't do it 2 years ago. They're going to fucking do it now. Shut up.
no,
Make
no.
some over the counter meds. Make some Tylenol, COVID, and flu medicine or some shit
Well, it's
like
not
that.
even like vaccination wise, but it's just like you don't know what people do with their lives. Like I don't do shit. I do laundry, I go grocery shopping, and that's fucking about it. That's like the only times I really go out of my house. Maybe you get gas, but I'm just at the pump by myself. Like other than
I
that,
took my I
I don't
took my
go
kid to
anywhere.
school today. I work from home, so I took my kid to school today. I
That's
worked.
a
I'm doing this with
breeding
you. I go
ground
back to
for
work.
COVID there.
I'll pick my kid up from school. Yeah, it's like if I go anywhere in the evening, like you said, I'll go to a grocery store, stuff like that. I'll go to a comic store. I don't really like to eat at many places unless I can eat outside. So I might
Yeah,
pick up food, but even if I can't go through a drive-through, it's in and out. So
yeah.
I found since COVID, I mean, I buy more shit in the mail, but I've saved a lot of money.
I've been recently like I haven't really bought anything. Like I said, I did just buy that statue, but other than that, like I haven't bought. Like I pre-ordered this Dear Becky book a long time ago. I think all my pre-orders are in right now. There's some stuff I'm gonna have to order soon, like the King in Black Omnibus comes out and the Venom. There's some X-Men stuff coming out soon. I was thinking about getting the Spider Gwen or not Spider Gwen. What is it?
Spider Verse.
No, not this. Well, probably that too, but the I can't remember her name right now. That Deadpool chick.
Gwenpool.
Gwenpool. Yeah, I was thinking about getting the Gwenpool just because I really liked the Spider Gwen, and I also like the all new Wolverine omnibus a lot. So I was like, maybe that'll be good too, even though I heard it is pretty awful. But I don't know. We'll see about that. What else is coming out soon? I mean, there's stuff next year, but
You got
there's
the
some,
Frank Miller omnibus coming out.
yeah. But I think in the next couple months, there's like a couple books, but there's not a whole lot that I really want to buy. Plus, I've just been trying to save my money for Comic Con because I don't know what's going to be there really. That I'm gonna end up buying. I've been tempted to buy all these shirts. I actually put Gem onto like a couple of these shirt companies that
Too
have like
expensive,
all
man. I
over
see
print.
some of them ones that he gets. It's like that is an
Yeah,
awesome shirt. I am not giving you $80 for a t-shirt.
it's a
Little
lot. Like
little too high for me.
actually, I want to get some of them, but at the same time, I'm just like I mean, it's kind of useless for me. I don't know. I also don't like t-shirts. If you've noticed, everything I wear never has sleeves. I
I
always
like t-shirts, but I don't like $80 t-shirts.
yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on if I mean they look good quality and everything, but I just don't know how often I'd even wear them. Like I'd
This
wear
is
them
my
for
logic.
videos and stuff.
If I was that into them, I would just go buy a press, set up my garage, and learn how to do it. Nowadays, things are pretty damn basic. Your computer, you can buy those digital printers that make shirts now. You just load the picture in and hit the
Yeah,
button. Thousands of dollars, but it's like, okay, after you make like maybe 10 or 12 shirts, you kind of paid for it.
yeah, that is true. Honestly, shoot.
I'd like to learn. I can't draw, but yeah, I mean, you don't even have to. You just print the picture off the internet and screen it. I just have to learn how to screen, but it can't be that hard.
No, no, it's an art in a way. I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I know my dad used to do that when he was younger. He used to sell screen printed shirts and shit all the time. But it's a I just some of them shirts though are just real dope. I don't know if I'd be able to.
Yeah, he's
I don't
he's
know.
got he takes a few on Insta that I've seen. He has a Spawn one, he had a Gambit one. He's some neat ones because I always look like I'm gonna get this. No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I can
I
buy an
almost.
omnibus for
I don't
that.
know how many times I put these shit in like a cart and have been tempted to just check out with it, and then I look and I'm like $300 for fucking like three shirts.
Yeah, that's a
Like, yeah,
diamond necklace, man.
I'm like,
That's
I can't do that, man. That's a couple omnis. I just
I
something
bet
that
if you
will
told
do
that guy,
something.
hey, I'm sure some of these people are getting their shirts gifted to them for advertisement. That's
Yeah, I'm sure.
or getting
Especially
or a price break.
yeah, or especially if you like place an order. So let's say if you like, buy two and then put them on Instagram or whatever and say like, "Hey, I got these shirts from here." They might reach out to you and be like, "Hey, we'll give you a couple more shirts if you,
Yeah,
do the same thing because you got a big audience or whatever."
and that's only fitting. I mean, let's say somebody mailed me a shirt, and because of me, I they sold 10 shirts. They can give me a couple for free. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I actually didn't even know when I asked what JP with Organic Price Books the other day when they became a sponsor of the channel. I didn't even know that like I get a kickback from people using my promo code. I was just
I
like,
have to use your promo code when I buy from them because they do
yeah,
buy
man.
stuff.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
need to hit him up, but I haven't yet.
oh man, like I didn't even think about that when like the whole thing. I was just like, I'll promote you guys and you promote me, and it's just it's like how we do this, and it's
Yeah.
a whole circle of promotional stuff. And I'm like, I actually get like little kickback. I get like 2% on like every purchase that somebody uses. Which, if you know the Omni game, when you make a purchase, that's
Mhm.
like I get 2% of like $400. So
Yeah, that's
it's not money, it's only store credit, but still I spend most of my money at Organic Price Books, so it'll be
yeah.
nice to get a little
Entertainment
bit
Earth
of
gets a lot of my money, and I signed up for their affiliate years ago. So yeah, it's very nice to basically have half your order paid for.
yeah, yeah, it's not bad at all. So that's it'll be good. It'll be good. And I got a dope statue coming, I think Friday. I think it's already on its way here, so I'm super excited for that.
You have to bring it on the next episode.
Oh yeah, yeah, I will. I'll bring that. And what else I got going on? I don't know. What do you got going on? Do you drop a video today or anything? I just dropped the War of the
Hey,
Realms. I haven't checked anything yet about, you know.
I'm going to drop Pitbull #1 talking about the media scrum. Hopefully, I'll have time to get it up tonight. I should.
Yeah. Oh, this one. Oh, that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Well,
already recorded. I've just got to. Essentially, it's audio, so all I really got to do is trim out some sneezes and stuff here and there, and
yeah,
make a GIF for it. Actually, I've already made that. So all I've got to do is a little bit of audio editing just to I try to take off any coughs or sneezes or anything I have or long pauses. So I just try to make it, best as I can. I find people don't want to listen to or watch, I should say, a 3 hour or even an hour and a half wrestling show. But when you cut it up into just clips, they seem to be a lot more into it.
yeah, yeah. I guess it depends really on who it is and everything, but especially if you got the juicy stuff that's going on right now.
Nobody watches our channel. So, feel free watching this on the DROCK, which I'm sure you're watching it.
Oh, baby,
DROCK State Reviews. Feel free to subscribe to the Hardcore Graveyard.
definitely do it and subscribe to me too. Shoot,
There you go.
we're getting close. We're getting close.
Yeah, I've got the subscriber count. I don't have enough views. You have enough views, but not a subscriber count.
I'm
So
getting close to like both,
you need
but
1,000 subscribers,
yeah.
but it's 4,000 public hours watched. I'm
That's
still
if they'll even
2,000
approve
off.
you because I say some wild shit sometimes.
It'll tell you if you click on it if you have any strikes. So yeah, I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
always mark not for kids like I do because the word fuck will just randomly slip.
I've done that since the beginning because I just know that I can't even like I do it at work all the time when I'm just like talking to somebody and I know I shouldn't
Yeah,
be cursing or anything. I'll just be like, damn, I just know I just said a couple things I shouldn't have said, but nobody said anything yet, luckily. So we're good. But I don't know. Those days are coming to an end soon.
guess with that I got to go pick up my kids. So
Indeed, man.
back next week, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get back. We'll talk about what MJF says tonight with on AEW, which I'm looking forward to. I can't. I'm hoping that 8 o'clock hits and that.
Got to open. He's got to open the show.
Yo, what about him coming out and getting that pop? That I just got to say that
That
before we
was
go.
insane. Yeah, that
I've
whole
I've never
MJF. That was
I've
nuts.
never heard a pop like that when his music hit ever.
No. And then
Never.
he noticed. If you notice, he noticed. Oh, they're cheering me, and
I
then they all
know.
booed him again. So he caught it really good.
It was great. I was just like, holy shit. I had to show my wife that shit. I was just like, look how ridiculous this is, yo. I've never heard a pop like this for MJF ever. Like
No.
it was tremendous. But yeah. Alrighty, man. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll check out that Pitbull video later.